John Kiriakou was a CIA whistleblower. He was also a CIA case officer responsible for the capture of Abu Zubaydah, the number 3 man in Al-Qaeda and a 9/11 mastermind. John was cleared by the FBI under the Bush administration for his whistleblowing, but then inexplicably prosecuted by the Obama administration. John then served nearly 2 years in federal prison. John Kiriakou joins me on set now. John, great to see you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Your story is absolutely fascinating. I want to start by saying I think you deserve a presidential pardon.
Thank you very much.
So let me just, for the viewers, set it up. You tell me where I'm right, where I'm wrong. You were a CIA case officer, then a rock star in the CIA. Your operation that you're running catches the number 3 man in Al-Qaeda. You're on a fast promotion track. You find out about our enhanced interrogation program.
Yes.
You're asked to train for this program. You consult some people. They say, John, this is illegal. It's against federal law. So you go and you do what you think is the right thing to do. You make notifications that this program is against federal law. Now, it's important to note when we spoke, you had no moral problem with waterboarding terrorists. Your issue was a constitutional one. If it were legal,
Correct.
If it were legal, you'd have been fine with it. Explain this to me and explain the steps you took to blow the whistle.
You have to remember the fear that we were experiencing immediately post 9/11. Osama bin Laden had said that he was planning an attack that would dwarf 9/11. We had to take the man at his word. And so we were trying literally everything to infiltrate Al-Qaeda and to disrupt that next attack. So morally, I had no problems with being rough with the people we were capturing. But you're right, for me this was a law and order issue. If you want to do these kinds of programs, that's fine, because reasonable people can agree to disagree, but you have to change the law.
Right, okay, so if, like I said, if it was legal, you'd have been okay with it. So who did you notify? What notifications did you make that, hey, we're engaging in an illegal program?
I went to the 7th floor of the CIA, which is the executive floor, and said that I had an objection. All that did was it branded me as the human rights guy. And I was passed over for promotion. If you can imagine, I've just captured the number 3 in Al-Qaeda and was passed over for promotion only because I objected to this program.
Now, the CIA decides to initiate a criminal complaint against you during the Bush administration. This is now happening
Correct.
in 2002. The FBI, National Security Branch, investigates and you're cleared.
Yeah, the FBI under the Bush administration investigated me from December of 2007 to December of 2008 and then issued something called a declination letter saying that they were declining to prosecute me. They said that I had not committed a crime and they closed the case. 3 weeks later, when Barack Obama is inaugurated, John Brennan, who was then the number 2 at the National Security Council and an old colleague of mine, we go back to 1990 together, John Brennan secretly asked the Justice Department to reopen the case against me, despite the fact that there was no new evidence. And so what I did not know was that the Justice Department was investigating me for the next 3 years, and then finally in 2012 charged me with 5 felonies, including 3 counts of espionage, all coming out of my whistleblowing.
Why did John Brennan do this, in your opinion?
John Brennan hated my position on the legality of the enhanced interrogation techniques. He expressed this way back in 2002, 2003, when I was the executive assistant to the CIA's Deputy Director for Operations. He carried that over, and he told colleagues that what he was most angry about was that I had aired the agency's dirty laundry in public, and that was just simply unacceptable.
So you think this was a personal vendetta by John Brennan?
Well, you know, at first I didn't want to believe that, John. And then in discovery, my attorneys received 15,000 pages from the Justice Department. Buried in those 15,000 pages were memos that John Brennan exchanged with the Justice Department. The first one was from Brennan to Justice, saying, charge him with espionage. And then Justice wrote back saying, our people don't think he committed espionage. Brennan then wrote back and said, charge him anyway and make him defend himself. Wow. And that's exactly what they did, and they ended up dropping all of those charges because, of course, I had not committed espionage.
You were arrested by an FBI agent we've heard of. Who put the cuffs on you?
Peter Strzok put the cuffs on me. I had been interviewed by the FBI, and I realized an hour and 20 minutes into the interview that they were actually looking at me in this investigation. So I said I wanted to talk to my attorney. I got up and I walked out of the conference room. Peter Strzok ran up to us and said to one of the FBI agents, tell me that he implicated himself.
Wow.
And the agent said, not really. And then I said I wanted to see my attorney, and they let me go. But then 4 days later, I turned myself in at FBI headquarters, and it was Peter Strzok who put the cuffs on me.
A lot of parallels to the General Flynn case here. You think General Flynn was set up?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's literally no question that General Flynn was set up. Andrew McCabe called General Flynn and said, friendly chat with two of my people.
Right.
No need to have an attorney. No need to even inform the White House counsel. That's a setup.
John, real quick, we only have a few seconds left. If you could say something to President Trump or the American people, because I think you deserve a pardon, what would you say?
Thank you. I would say Barack Obama, Robert Mueller, Peter Strzok, and John Brennan ruined my life. And Donald Trump is the only person who can give it back to me. I would be forever grateful.
John Kiriakou, CIA veteran, whistleblower, in my opinion. John, thanks very much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more breaking news coverage, exclusive interviews, and great videos, click over here to our YouTube channel and subscribe. And don't forget to download the free Newsmax TV app. Newsmax TV, it's real news for real people.